Coming up tonight here on Fournilwritten all over it. So many beans to spill. So many beans to spill. Retro shirt Sean stands still. And come on the blues.
Quality win. Come on the blues! We love it!
Good evening, Andrew.
Yeah, good evening, Tom. What a lovely evening it is too, mate.
Oh, gorgeous, mate. Middle of August, Fratton Park, Tuesday nights, under the lights. We are so excited to be heading down to the game tonight. A very warm welcome along to Fournilwritten all over it. Got a little bit of news for you as well, mate.
Spill the beans, Tom.
There's so many beans to spill. Since we got going just a couple of weeks ago, just a couple of weeks ago at the start of the League One season, we have grown by over 400 subscribers since we got going, which is, in my opinion, massive.
It is massive. How many's on there now?
We're getting close to 8,000, so we wanted to thank you all for the support. If you haven't yet subscribed, if you are not one of those 400 that have very recently joined us, there is still time to do so. You can go down there and hit the what button? Hit the
subscribe button.
The subscribe button.
You could also tell your friends to do so.
You could. Very good.
That's me, a marketing executive.
There we go. I thought I was going to be left
marketing executive,
there.
Andrew.
You are indeed. Now we're heading down to Fratton Park tonight, as I just said, and it's Shrewsbury Town, Andrew, who currently sit at rock bottom of the league. That doesn't tell the whole story, unfortunately for us. They had a decent result against Lincoln in the Carabao Cup earlier on in the season, just a couple of weeks ago, and also their games were pretty tight. It was only narrow losses, Andrew.
Yeah, they're not too bad, Tom. I think it's early in the season to tell, isn't it?
It is.
But they're at the bottom. We're at the top. We've won 2 games, they haven't won any.
Yeah.
So
that would suggest
we're a little bit better than them.
But as you say, early days, and that's something that we've kept on saying for.
It's very, very exciting football on the weekend, though, wasn't it?
It was.
If we can do the similar tonight, rest my case. If it ends up at 0-0, Tom, but play the football we played on Saturday, it'll be an exciting night.
Just a couple of days ago, actually, Dan said this.
And apparently in the second half, and I quote in the news, the Fratton in sucks the goals in.
And then, within moments, this happened. So Andrew, it's quite obvious to see how the fans have made such an impact on the return.
Well, it wasn't full for lots of reasons, Tom. One, we couldn't get the tickets.
No, that's true. I was going to avoid talking about that.
Let's not go negative.
No, let's not.
But Pompey sort the tickets out. It was great, Tom. It's going to be a good night tonight as well, won't it?
It will. It will indeed. Right, let's get down to Fratton Park, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's do that. Uncanny.
What are we doing? Cowley out?
And the football is fantastic at the moment. A great time to come.
A great time. Hopefully the winning streak will continue.
Yep.
Looking forward to some goals today and a good performance from Pompey.
What did you make of sort of Ryan Tunnicliffe's start to the season? He's assisted every single goal that Pompey have scored so far this year.
Is he?
I know that's only sort of 3, but it's still. I mean, he looks like the business, doesn't he?
He does. He looks the business. Is he the creative midfielder we need? Is he going to supply Marquis? Hope so.
I think he has proven that so far, but it's a long season, and that's my next question for you, Sean. It is a long season. From the early signs, it's all looking like it's going to plan, isn't it?
It's all looking good. Being positive. I don't want to count the chickens before they hatch, but it's looking good. I'm hoping the winning streak continues and we're competitive towards the latter part of the season.
Gentlemen, your man Ronan Curtis, I thought had one of his best games in a Pompey shirt on Saturday. I wondered what you thought of him.
Well, I have to agree with you, Tom.
He was excellent, wasn't he?
He was. Curtis was fantastic. He didn't score, didn't get an assist, but he worked his socks off as I know that he can do, and that a lot of fans know he can do.
I'm really looking forward to tonight. I was itching to come Saturday, but I couldn't get off the boat, obviously, so I sent my other son, Connell, along that went with Brendan. Curtis did have a hand in that goal when he pinged it across for Harness's ball across the Tunnicliffe, and then put it into Harness to slot it home for the second goal. So I'm optimistic, but yes, we've started on a great footing. We've got these points, 6 points already in the bag. I know.
Make it 9 tonight?
I would really, really hope so.
Good evening, sir. Nice to see you again.
Good evening, Tom. How are you?
Very well, mate. Very well. A couple of weeks on from our last visit to a Pompey game in the shape of Havant and Waterlooville, how much things have changed and progressed since then?
Couple more signings, and very promising signings at that.
Yep.
Really looking forward to seeing them in action at their home ground after all. But absolutely buzzing
buzzing to be here.
You agree with that gentleman that's just walked past you? We're gonna
I fully agree, but I think it could be a 4-0 today. I think it could be.
The most northern season ticket holders you've got.
And whereabouts is that?
End. Elgin.
Elgin, and that would be for viewers that might not otherwise know whereabouts is
Inverness.
that? Near Inverness. There you go.
I flew down yesterday for this match.
To watch Shrewsbury at home.
Yes, because my son couldn't come because he's got COVID.
What's your son's name?
Forrest. Watson.
If you're watching, mate, Watson. That rings a bell, actually.
He must have spoken.
He must have done.
He must have done.
We're gutted you can't be here, but
We'll all send our regards to him.
Send your regards to Forrest. Get well soon. Sorry,
mate.
And worse than that, he had the ticket for Fleetwood and couldn't go to there either.
Well, that is. Well, we will see him here very soon.
Yeah, very soon. Yeah.
Get well soon, Forrest.
Get well soon, Forrest.
Yeah, first 5-10 minutes are really good, weren't they? But they have fought their way back into it a little bit, and they definitely look the most competent side we've played so far. I know Fleetwood had a good half against us, but yeah, there's certainly a step up from Crewe on Saturday. But yeah, again, every time we passed it and moved it and looked to kind of build from the back, and when there's moments to pass, they passed it quickly, we look quite dangerous. But yeah, that long ball up to their big striker, they're quite a big team, it's working quite well for them. So yeah. But then again, on Saturday, he changed it a little bit at half-time and we were dominant second half, so hopefully they'll do it again now. I think Harness has probably been the standout for me. I think he's been the main creator. But yeah, it's just like when he goes through on goal, like there's that one more pass and then there's a player in on goal instead. So it's just that little bit of composure in that really like final third moment. And I think this game's there for the taking, definitely is there for the taking.
I feel rejuvenated, mate. The team I know it's early, as you pointed out earlier, very early in the season, but already the change, the tempo, players looking for each other, working for each other. If they lose the ball, they're winning it back, and we're pressing so high up and containing the ball in their half, it's making it very difficult. And we're going to have slip-ups where we're going to lose the ball and we have to defend, but having the keeper come out like he does, a potential sweeper, and he can play the ball from his feet, is making a massive difference.
You join us outside Fratton Park after probably one of the nerviest last couple of minutes under Danny Cowley for Pompey, Andrew. I'm going to be completely honest with you, that wasn't signed, sealed and delivered, was it, in any way, shape or form before the final whistle? What did you make of it?
I think because it's only 1-0, Tom, with a few minutes to go, they were desperate to get something, and I think our guys were a bit tired, I think, and that's the truth of it.
And been a busy old schedule, hasn't it,
and I think
recently?
they've worked very hard all night, haven't they, and run the socks off, so I think they added just a little bit in their engine at the end, and we just sort of looked to defend for 1-0, didn't we? But
we sort of
the last 5 minutes you're talking about, Tom.
Yeah, we lost away a little bit. It was 8 minutes of extra time as well, which is worth mentioning, because it's quite an extended period to be playing as well.
Good performance, great 90 minutes.
Yes,
sure.
I thought it was good. When you look at it as an overall picture, I think it's important to say at this point as well, fair play to Shrewsbury, because they brought a game to us, especially in the last couple of minutes we've mentioned, and I don't think they'll be bottom of the league for too long, mate.
No, they look after Eastern Tom. They'll be all right, I think. Cottrell's a good manager, and so I think they'll be okay.
Okay, and at the other end of the league, we are by a goal. We are top of the league. So there you go.
Third 3 games in, mate. We're top of the league. That's better than being bottom of the league, isn't it?
It's better than being bottom of the league. Absolutely.
No, Tom. I think I've changed the last 5 minutes, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think the game changed a little bit when Harness went off, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
that was the point.
We're assuming that wasn't tactical and that was injury. There's sort of rumours floating around about the condition of that. I'm sure Danny will be able to confirm that in some of his post-match interviews, but whether it was or whether it wasn't. Evening, boys. You all right? There you go. But what we shall do now is no longer look in the past and look to the future, and look at the League One table and see where Pompey lie in a very promotion-y position, I would say.
I'd say we're top of the league, Tom. That's what
We are top of the league. Hopefully that will remain the case for quite some time. All season would be lovely. And that is where we're going to leave you for tonight. Do hope you've enjoyed yourselves over the last 10 minutes or so, and thanks for sticking with us all the way to the end. On occasions, you need to dig deep and provide a performance, don't you? And that's what we did tonight. But thank you so much for joining us on this midweek edition, first one of the season for us here on Fournilwrittenalloverit. It's been a pleasure bringing it to you, Andrew. Thank you for being with me as well as always. Won't be long before we make the trip to Doncaster and the trip to Wigan, and then back here on Monday the 6th of September for Plymouth.
It was a quality win. Come on the Blues! We love it!
Thanks. We'll see you next time right here on the channel. Subscribe down below, and as always, keep the faith.
And play at Pompey.
And we're in a bus stop. Play at Pompey.
We're at a bus stop.